Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, back with Learn with Ida G. My name is Ida Lisa, and today I did I'm not going to say rainbow colored because I really don't have a rainbow, but my multicolored eyeshadow in tribute or in honor for Pride Month that's going on this month, and also for the recent events that just happened in Orlando. So if you want to see how I recreated this look, please continue to watch the video. I did have a little bit of a fluke, and I'll explain what happened. So if you want to know what happened and if you want to know how I got this look, please continue to watch. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for all the love and support. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Reshoot of what I had previously done because my wonderful camera didn't record this piece. So my husband went to go clean his car, gives me some chance before it's too dark to finish redo the look. So I went ahead and I primed my eyelid, and I used the Too Faced Shadow Insurance Primer, and I went ahead and set that primer with some shadow, and I used my new Morphe Jaclyn Hill Favorites palette, and I used this color right here to set the shadow. So let's go ahead and get started. With that same palette, I'm going to use this color here, which is it's like a light brown color, but it's more of a cool tone. It's got some pinky tones under it. I don't know, I'm not good at describing the color, but you can see it's kind of like a light color here. And I'm going to use my big fluffy brush, which is my Morphe M504, and I'm going to go ahead and put some of that on my crease. So let's put that color on the crease. So once we got that color on the crease, we can go ahead and get started with the multicolors. So we're going to start with the inner corner color, which is going to be from the Anastasia Beverly Hills self-made palette, and the color is called Isla, and it's this pretty color here. I hope you guys can see it. It's this color right here. And I'm going to use the brush from the Anastasia kit, the flat side. And I like to make sure that the brush is a little damp. So I had used a makeup wipe. I'm going to wipe the brush on there to get it just a little damp. Okay. And then we're going to pack that color onto the brush. Can you see it? Sorry if the lighting's not that great. It's the sun's starting not to be in this area, and since I had to refilm, I lost all my good light. But I wanted to redo it because I didn't want to be trying to rush to do it some other day and then it doesn't come out right. So let's go ahead and put this color on the lid. So on the inner corner, and we're just going to pack it on the lid. Did I just move my camera? I think I did. Maybe not. So pack that on the lid there. So when we went ahead and put the first color, and then I'm going to clean my brush, and I've been using my Vera Mona color switch that my sister-in-law bought for me this weekend. She went to the Morphe store, lucky. So she bought me that palette that I'm using, the Jaclyn Hill Favorites, and then she got me this too. So you just clean the sponge on the black part, and it takes off all the color residue, and it also dries up your brush since mine was wet, and it allows you to use the same brush and not transfer the color. So again, wetting my brush on the makeup wipe that's still damp. We're going to go ahead and move on with the next color, which is the purple, and that purple is called Fantasy, and it's from ColourPop. That's what it looks like. Very pretty colors. Now, like I said in my intro, I got the inspiration from Nikki Tutorials, and she used a lot of matte colors, and she used really vibrant colors. I don't have those colors, unfortunately, but I try to make do with what I could and with what I had. So I hope you guys like it. So now we're going to go with the purple, and we're going to start packing that color on, trying to kind of overlap a little bit on that Isla color. Stacking the color just right where that line ends, so then we can go ahead and blend it afterwards and it doesn't have a gap in between, if you know what I mean. Maybe not. Try to keep your eye open so you don't go higher than your crease, where your crease is supposed to be with this color. Or with these colors, should I say. And then we're going to go in with that green. And that green is also a ColourPop eyeshadow. This is in the color Empire. And again, we're going to go ahead and make sure that the brush is just a little damp. And we're going to go ahead and pack the color on the brush. Okay. And then same thing. Kind of overlap a little bit of that purple and then pack it in up until the crease area. So the last color we're going to put on there is that blue, which is also a ColourPop shadow, and this is going to be in the color Coconut. That's the color there. And if you guys don't know about ColourPop, ColourPop is a brand that's online, and they sell eyeshadows, they have highlights, they have lipsticks, liquid lipsticks, matte lipsticks, lip liners, eyeliners, brow pencils. They're expanding a lot of their product, and they're really good product, and it's very inexpensive, and they're very good quality. So let's take that coconut color, pack it on the shadow, on the brush. Okay, and then putting that at the very end, overlapping that green. Now we're going to go in with the fluffy side of the brush, or you can use any small fluffy brush. It doesn't have to be this one in particular, but just because it's here, it was easier for me to use. Going back to that same color that we used on the crease, just get a little bit of color. Just a tiny bit. You're using it more just to buff out that line, and go over right on the top where that crease is at and buff out that rough line. So once you feel like that line is buffed out, take a look at it, make sure that it's pretty even, the color is even, and I think this eye might look a little darker from the... Just make sure that you're blending that all the way. Quiet, Cleo. Okay. So once you've done that, let's clean off that brush. And then we're going to go in and blend in the colors together. So I just used that fluffy brush, I cleaned it off. And we're going to start kind of going over where that line is at and buffing that out on all the lines, all the colors. Okay, then we're going to take that blue, buff that out, make sure that it's kind of like in the V, outer V corner of your eye, so it doesn't look like just a little spot of blue right there at the edge. Okay, so now that it's blended, you see how that green, the first green in the front, didn't come out as bright? You can go back and add some more of that green. And instead of using the makeup wipe, I can use some setting spray. Okay, if I can find mine. Okay, so wet the brush a little bit. Let's go back in with that Isla color and pack it on. Okay, and then just pack that color on again, so it stands out. There we go. I want to go back over here a little bit. So again, you can go back in and add more color where you feel like it's not as pigmented as you wanted it to be. Perhaps you can touch up that purple as well. It looks like that purple is not as pigmented, so we can wet the brush with the setting spray and touch up that purple. Now we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do it different this time. The first time I filmed it, I did the under eye, and then I did my rest of my makeup. But I found that to be a little difficult because when I was putting my concealer, I was kind of touching the side of my eye. So let's move on to the rest of the face. And just to make sure we wipe off any excess or any fallout that we might have gotten while we were doing our shadow, just kind of wipe away any excess underneath the eye and your nose. Okay. So now we're going to go in with the face makeup and we're going to prime our face. We're going to use the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. And I've learned that with this primer, I'm going to use it more on my problem area. So I'm going to focus on my nose and this part of my cheeks because that's where my pores are the biggest. And then with whatever I have left over, then I can just pat it on to the rest of my face. But this is my problem area. Okay, now we're moving in with foundation, and I'm going to use the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation, and I'm in the shade 108, which is Caramel Beige. Put a little bit on her hand, and I don't know if I mentioned I got some new beauty blenders, and I'm trying out the Real Techniques Beauty Sponge. I really like it. It's a little stiffer than what I expected it to be, but it still works really well. So I wet my sponge, and now I'm using the flat side to absorb that foundation, and we're just patting that all over. And then just buff it out. And I didn't put that much foundation, but if you feel like you need more, then go ahead and do that. I'm probably going to put just a little bit more just to make sure that I'm even. I didn't want to put too much since this is like the third time I put makeup on today. Thanks to my camera. You played me, Canon. You played me. So once we got that, let's move on to concealer. And I'm using the LA Girl Pro Conceal in Creamy Beige. And again, I'm not going to go too heavy on this. Now with the same beauty blender, let's wet it again. We're going to go ahead and buff out that concealer. Okay, once that's done, we're going to go ahead and set the under eye, and I'm going to use my e.l.f. contour palette. And I'm going to use this color right here with that same damp sponge. Damp, not damp. And go ahead and set that concealer. Quality. Okay, so once we've set the under eye, I'm going to go ahead and set the rest of my face, and I'm going to use my L'Oreal Infallible Powder. Blah. And I'm going to use a fluffy powder brush. And again, this brush is from Crown Brushes. I don't know, it doesn't have a name, it doesn't have a number, it's just a powder brush. So let's get that powder on the brush, tap it out, and brush that on the rest of the face. Okay, so now once the face is set, we're going to move on to bronzer. I didn't contour this time. I wanted to keep the face just kind of toned down since our eyes were going to be so bold. So using the same brush, I'm going to use the bottom two colors here of my e.l.f. palette. So I mix them together, and we're going to bronze our face. So the cheek area, usually where you would put that contour, and then just kind of all over your cheek. It doesn't have to be a harsh line because we're just adding some dimension to our face. We're just adding some color. We're not really doing a harsh, contour. So once we've done that, we're going to move on to blush. And I decided to try the new blush that I got in my Ipsy bag this month. In case you guys have not received it, I don't know if you guys got it or not. Where did it go? And this is called Show Me Your Cheeks blush by Elizabeth Mott, and the color is peach pink, and it's a very neutral, very natural color looking blush. Nothing too crazy, nothing too red, and like I said, I want to just keep this kind of toned down since we have such a bold eye. So taking my blush brush, which is my Morphe M527, I'm going to swirl that in a couple of times, tap out the excess, and just brush that onto the cheeks. As you can see, the color is not like super bright. It's really pretty. It gives it like a natural, it kind of has some reflex in it, so it kind of makes it look like just like sun-kissed, glowy, natural glow. Now let's skip the highlight for now and go back to the eyes. So the under eye area, I'm going to do the same colors that I used at the top minus Isla, and I'm going to work my way backwards. So the first color that we added from ColourPop was that purple, so we're going to start with that purple in the outer corner. So using that same brush that we used to put it on the top, we're going to use it to put it on at the bottom. And again, making sure the brush is damp, picking up some of that color on the brush and adding it to our lower lash line, buffing that out. And I'm only bringing that purple from the outer corner up until where my iris starts, and then from there I'm going to add the green. Okay, and after, ooh, my eye's watery. After the green, then we're going to add the blue. Now we're going to clean that brush off again, and we're going to add the corner highlight. And the corner highlight color that I used was from my Morphe 350 palette. And I used this color right here. And the same way I applied the eyeshadow, I applied that color too. So make sure the brush was just a tiny bit damp. And packed on the color to the brush. And pop that right in that corner right there. So not only does that add another color to the already colorful eye, but it also opens up the eye, brightens up the eye too. So I thought that was really nice. Now we're going to go ahead and add the black liner on the top. So using the L'Oreal Infallible Super Slim pencil or felt pen, we're going to do a small wing. I didn't want to do something too drastic because again, I didn't want it to overpower the colors on the eye. So once we do that, let's go ahead and curl our lash. We are going to wear some falsies today. Okay, so any mascara will do. I've been using my Smashbox X-Rated mascara. So just a coat of that. Okay. Now let's get our falsies ready to go. Okay. Now we're going to take this eyeliner, and this is from LA Girl, and it's the Glide Gel Liner in the color Aquatic. I got this, I think I got this when I went to Gen Beauty. It's a really pretty pencil. It's a really pretty color too. It's very pigmented, and it it's really smooth. It doesn't tug at your eye or anything like that. And you can use any color in the waterline. I particularly chose this one because this is the only bright pencil that I have. But if you have a yellow, you have a blue, you have white, whatever color you want to use would look good with this as well. So go ahead and put that on the waterline. Okay, my eye is really watery right now, so I'm not crying, although I'm sad that my video is messed up. Wow. Okay, so once we have that, let's go ahead and set our face with our Wet n Wild Photo Focus setting spray. Oh, I forgot my highlight. No, it's okay. Let the face dry. We'll go on with the highlight, and then we'll just set it with this. Don't worry about it. It's not my day today, guys. Maybe I should have waited to film this tomorrow, but I didn't want to let people down or myself. Okay. So I'm gonna go in with my Becca highlighter, and this is in the color Opal. If you guys saw my pictures that I posted on my Instagram, I had a little mini haul at Sephora, and then I bought some minis. This is one of them. This is the Becca, again, in color Opal. And I'm going to use my Real Techniques contour brush to pat that color on, tap off the excess. And let's move in. Let's put some more highlight on this side, because go. And again, you guys know how I like to do it right on top of my arch. You don't have to do that. I like it. What? That highlight though. Alright, so let's get the other side. Alright, so now for lip, I'm going to use my NYX Soft Matte Lipstick, and this is in the color Abu Dhabi. I wanted to do something neutral and nude, since again we have such a bold eye. So okay, so this is the finished look. Again, let me take this off. So I wanted to do something like this for since it's Pride Month. This is June, so Pride is being celebrated everywhere, and I wanted to do something fun and different and colorful. And also I was inspired to do this because of the tragedy that occurred in Orlando. I'm sure you guys are all aware by now of the shooting that took place in that nightclub that killed 50 people. I'm still in shock that that type of hatred still exists in our world. We have evolved, or should I say, we should have already evolved past all of that hatred. We need to accept people for who they are and not judge people based on their gender, their preference, you know, their sexual preference, or the color of their skin, or religion, or anything like that. And that hatred needs to stop, and let people live and let live is what I'm trying to say. You wouldn't want someone to come tell you what you can and cannot do, or how you should live your life, or who you can love, you can fall in love with. It's not anybody else's decision but yours. You need to follow your heart. And I don't want anyone to be afraid to go out and be themselves because of the tragedy that occurred. We need to go out there, and you guys need to go out there and show that you are not afraid, and this is not going to stop you, and this is going to make you stronger. And it did kind of strike a chord with me a little bit. I do have lots of friends, and I have family that are part of that community, and I would be completely devastated if I found out something happened to them. So I feel sorry, and I feel for the families and friends of those who are going through that loss. I'm so sorry, and I know no apology, no video, no tutorial, no anything like that is going to make up for what you have lost, and I am so sorry, deeply saddened. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys try it out. If you guys have bright colors, matte colors, or whatever colors you guys have, I would encourage you to try this out. Tag me. I want to see what you guys came up with. Also, if you guys want to check out NikkieTutorials, Again, she is the one who inspired me to do this video. Her makeup is completely flawless and her colors are so pretty, and I like how she incorporated both eyes and did 2 different colors, like retroverted, and it looks really nice. And again, she's using the proceeds that she's earning from her video, and she's going to donate that to Orlando. So please check her out so she can earn some more money and send that over to Orlando. And then also just check her out just because her makeup is awesome and she's such a great person. She's hilarious. So anyway, enough of my rambling. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe and comment below. For those of you who already subscribed, thank you so much, and thank you for all the comments and the love that you guys have been leaving me. I appreciate everything, and I get so excited when I get a new message saying that someone has commented on my channel or my video. So please continue to do that. Thank you so much. I appreciate it, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.